Well, today we're going to do printing, which I really hate, so I have to throw something else in with it. So we're going to throw networking in. Let me talk about a little bit why I hate printing. I've had to do so much printing in the past, just tons and tons of paper, and seeing some people just never even look at the reports. Luckily, we're getting to the day and age where dashboards, real-time data is more important than a lot of these old printed out reports. Now, there is still reasons to print. Um, Shipping labels, pack slips, things like that are important, but pick lists, people walk around with tablets or computing devices to often see what needs to be done. So, but anyway, let's look and see what's running on here right now. So I often use netstat-tnlp. Oh, mine's a little big, but not that one. Okay, that's a little better. Netstat-tnlp. If I can type today. So I like tnlp. It'll show me what's running. So I do have port 22. By the way, if I do sudo, it'll show me more because root can see. So I can see the SSHD. So SSH is on 22, HTTPD 80, and then there's some other processes that are running. So we're going to add another one today. We're going to do cups. So if I try to man cups, it's not there. So I'm going to sudo yum-y install cups. Cups is the common something printing system. So common Unix printing system, I think is what it stands for. So we're going to install cups, which if we look now at netstat-tnlp sudo, so it's still not going yet because it's not started. So if you remember right from the earlier video with Apache, it's sudo, because it needs to be under root, systemctl start cups.service. Okay. Now, if we go up, we can see cups is right there on 631. So now that we have cups installed, we should be able to man cups. No manual entry. Man lpinfo. That's one of the commands. So show available devices and drivers. As we're looking at man pages, one of the things I like is towards the very bottom, there's see alsos. Sometimes there's examples here. So we're going to do see also lpadmin. So quit man lpadmin. And lpadmin is the main driver for managing printers and stuff. So, but there is also cups accept, cups enable, lpinfo, lp options. There's options here. So if you have to print, please get familiar with these. There's also different files that you have to do to manage the different printers that you enable on a system, and how people can print and processes print. So anyway, that's probably about enough with cups, except for I do want to show you that you can curl localhost 613:631. Sorry, 631 is cups. And we would see that there's actually a web page here. Okay. Let's open this up. So if I come here to the instance details, I go to security, go to my security group. Well, first, before I do this, let's show you that it's not open. So I'm just going to get the IP address and put it up here, but we want port 631. So oftentimes people have load balancers, proxy servers that hide these ports from you. See, it's not finding anything, okay? So if I come to the security group, edit inbound rules, add rule, and we'll do custom 631. And we're going to allow it from anywhere. This is probably not the best idea. We'll get rid of it soon. Save rules. Now if I come back here, let's see if this will work for me. I wonder if there's another thing that's stopping it, but that's... It refused. So, is that the right IP address? Just double check this. In fact, I'm just going to exit and log back in. That is the IP address. Yeah, so it won't let me in. So there is a web interface for it, but usually I've tunneled through the system to get to it, and maybe I'll do that in another video, but I'm not ready to do that here. Before I go on though, I do want to introduce you to some networking tools. So oftentimes if something's not working, I try and understand by using something like ping www.amazon.com, right? And it'll come back to me. By the way, if you look here, it changed from amazon.com to customerfastly.net. So this is interesting because they have it behind a load balancer and a caching server is probably what it is. But let's look at my IP address. So this is my IP address. And I copy that. And let's say I want to look at my IP location. Okay. I can just put it in here and do an IP lookup. And we can see that this is in Virginia. I can guarantee you I'm not in Virginia, but that's where my server is in AWS. Okay. In fact, if we go to what is my IP, this is my public IP address. And we can put this in there and do an IP lookup. And I'm in Hawaii. So if we look at, I want to show you another thing. So if I come back here, and if I want to look at the IP of the system, I can do ifconfig, and it'll show me the information. So right here, I have my IPv4. You see, that's not what I've been using. So 172.31, that's a private realm. So that, if I come here to this find my IP, it says it's a private IP address. It can't really find it. It shows the old stuff, but so it can't find that. So let's come back to this. So this is my IP address, but I'm going through some type of a gateway, a load balancer, a proxy server, whatever it is to get the outside world. It's proxy server or gateway. So that's not my actual IP address, and my system might not know that. Luckily, with Amazon, with EC2 instances, they have this really cool thing. So we're going to curl, and this nope, not that IP. I'm going to type it in HTTP //169.254.169.254. Okay. And this has a bunch of dates for the different APIs, for the API results. But I'm going to go to /latest. And I like it when APIs allow you to do the /latest. So this will give me the latest one, which is going to be right here. So if you hard code to one of these, if it changes or they deprecate it or there's a security thing, then you have, yeah, I just like to stay on the latest. If it breaks, roll it back to this one and then fix it and roll it forward to the latest. So that's my methodology on APIs. So, but here you can see that there's some data here, and this is specific metadata for this instance. Oh, metadata. And if you look here, one of the options is there's local IPv4, but there's public IPv4. Let's see what the public IPv4 says. Public -IPv4. Now, unfortunately, it put it right there. But if you look at this, guess what that is? That's what I use to log in. So I can grab my instance metadata right from my instance and know and understand where I'm at. So I did ping. Let me do another one. So ping's a great thing to test. We did ping www.amazon.com. And that's pretty cool to show where something is. I mean, we could actually grab this right here. I bet you this caching server is pretty close. Let's see. IP finder, IP lookup. Oh, it's in Virginia. So it's not as close as I thought it would be. Oh, yeah, it is. Of course it's in Virginia because it's coming from the server in Virginia. If I ran it from my area, in fact, let me just do that. I'm going to run the same thing, ping amazon.com. But I'm going to open locally, and we're going to see that this is different. So I'm going to grab this and see where this is coming from. You can see that it says, let's say, Washington, Seattle. So they don't have anything in Honolulu, but Seattle, Washington. So that's pretty close. That's good. So they're trying to get it as close as possible so that they can give me content quickly without the latency of the travel and stuff. Okay, so just for kicks, let's come over here to my EC2 instance and let's do a trace route. In Windows, this is trace RT, which, by the way, the IP config from Linux, that's ifconfig in Linux is IP config in Windows. So trace route www.amazon.com, and this will tell you the hops and how fast things are. So if you look, this is different than if I came over here and I did trace route www.amazon.com. This is a little slower. I'm going over the ocean. And some things are blocked and whatnot. But yeah, cool. So we got there. Two different locations, but same name. So that's the cool thing about caching and stuff. Edge caching. So cool. So we've done ping. We've done trace route. You can see the actual hops through the different devices. We've done ifconfig. We've done netstat. Let's do lsof. So I'm going to clear this. So lsof will not work very well as my user. Actually, it kind of does, but it has these permission denieds. I can do sudo lsof, and I won't get those permission denieds. But I often look for what's established. No, what am I doing? Grep. Looking for what's established. LSOF is listing open files. Established is there's actually a connection that's going on there. But in Linux, open files is everything. It's a file in the file system, a process. There's just everything is an open file. By the way, I could also, instead of grep with the uppercase, I could do -I established. so for case insensitive. I like to be able to do that. The last thing I want to do is I want to talk to you a little bit about TCP dump. Well, let's go back to netstat. So if I run just netstat, it's kind of lame. I like netstat. That's tnlp. That's TCP process listening n. I can't remember what n is. Oh, I think I can't remember what n is. But one of the things that I had as an issue is once I set up a server that was UDP, and I use this by default, and since I'm looking only for TCP, I didn't see it. So just a warning, sometimes what we like to do is not always what we should do. Okay, so netstat, but let's just man TCP dump. TCP Dump is an awesome tool to dump traffic, and then you can open it up and look at it in Wireshark. This is used to troubleshoot issues, to hack. There's lots of different reasons you might do this. I will link to, I have a different video about TCP Dump, just the process of going through and listening to stuff. So I hope that you've enjoyed it. This has been a pretty good video, and we'll see you next time.